What?
There was no need to be a fucking dick.
What are you talking about?
You were a dick. You were like, then answer then.
You said you were on.
I didn't have Skype actually like pulled up yet. Like it was
So
just,
you weren't on.
I was on the fucking computer. And you were just, how long were you gonna sit there and not tell me you were ready? Because like, it's funny how you were ready as soon as I said, let me know when you're ready.
So you weren't on then?
Dude, I was fucking on the computer.
I said, am ready. And then
you said, am.
You said, let me know when you're ready. I said, am ready.
And I said, hold the fuck on, dude.
No, you didn't. You said, I'm on.
Oh my god, don't send me fucking pictures. It's like Harley gets them online with a stupid looking smiley face.
I was just proving that you weren't on.
Dude, this is why I hate potting with you. You suck.
Why? You said you were on.
Dude, I'm on right now, am I not?
Now you are.
Okay, dude, let's just start.
Alright, go ahead.
It's my turn?
Yeah, it's your pick.
I hate it.
I don't even know what episode it is.
It's 27.
Alright.
Alright, are you ready yet?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What's up, guys? It is Carly here, bringing you episode 27 of the Netflix and Chill Horror Podcast. As always, I am joined by the homie J Pig. What is up, J Pig?
Why am I J Pig?
Cause, dude, you're like a pig and you're always looking at girls' butts and, like, you're always eating too much. It's like, it works both ways, kind
of. So, because I look at girls' butts, a harmless little thing, I'm all of a sudden J Pig.
Well, it's because you're so... It'd be okay if you were just glancing, but you're always like, look, dude, look at her butt, or, like, look at her boobs, or... And I'm like, I don't care, I'm a girl.
Why can't you just learn to participate in those extracurricular activities?
I just don't know what to say. I don't really relate. I don't really care about a butt too much. I mean, I don't even care about a guy's butt, let alone a female butt.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you see this nice little thing walking down the mall.
Ew.
And
you act like
that's she got her big butt cheeks just, like, bouncing as she walks, and...
Okay, oh, J Pig, you're not making yourself look too good.
What do you mean?
First of all, I hate when you say nice little thing. That sounds like you just think a girl is a body and nothing else.
More or less.
See, I'm attracted to faces and personality, because that's the actual person. You are attracted to just, like, butt. And that's weird.
So what you're saying is I have a great face and personality.
No, I am not. I'm not attracted to you at all.
Why? I have a great face and personality.
I did not say that. Now did I?
Okay, whatever.
I am sorry.
I am J Pig, apparently.
Yes.
I don't mind that nickname, honestly.
I know, you love it, I can tell. You get really giddy whenever I say it. You're like, yeah, that's me. But anyway, we are back, and what's been new? What have we been up to, J?
Pig.
JP?
Well, first of all, we're doing a Netflix film tonight, The Perfection.
We are.
Which we'll get to in a little bit. But I do want to say, I think that there will be some spoilers.
Yeah, it's really hard
with this review, just because it's kind of like a couple of reveals throughout the film that, like, if you don't talk about the first one, you really can't talk about the rest of the movie. And it happens, 30 minutes into the film, so you kind of have to spoil it. So just letting you guys know that there will probably be spoilers. But besides that, I've been watching some stuff. I know we wrapped the 72 show, which should be out by the time this drops. You joined us on 22 Shots for the 1972 Top 10. You had fun doing that.
Yeah, I had a really good time. It was probably one of my favorite, guest spot shows as far as having a really fun time goes. Especially on your show. I think that was my favorite time guesting out of the, 3 times that I've been on there.
That's cool.
Yeah. a lot of funny moments. Definitely recommend checking that one out.
Yeah. And we also... What else did we... Oh, so I've watched some stuff on streaming.
Uh-huh.
So, I had a free, month trial of the Boomerang channel streaming thing.
Oh.
Which, Boomerang, that's like the Cartoon Network / Warner Brothers thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I hopped on there just to see, I like trying stuff out, especially, I don't know, sometimes I want to watch, cartoons while I eat. It's, something that...
Yeah.
I just want to throw on something small and disposable that I don't have to stare at the screen, but can be on in the background.
Yeah, I always struggle to eat while watching a movie.
Sometimes, I normally watch YouTube, but, sometimes I'll actually not eat any of my food while I hunt for something to watch. It's just my food's over there slowly getting cold because it's damn it, I can't find a damn thing.
I do the same exact thing.
And, so the Boomerang app, which is streaming, obviously, there's some stuff on there. They have Courage the Cowardly Dog, which is horror-ish. And then also I was getting into some Scooby-Doo. So they have a bunch of Scooby-Doo movies, as well as Scooby-Doo Where Are You?
Mm-hmm.
Which is classic. I think most horror fans are familiar with Scooby-Doo Where Are You? Because it was, it was fodder for early horror lovers. Being a child, I used to watch Scooby-Doo all the time, and I think a lot of people did. And what's crazy is it came out decades before I was born.
Yeah.
But it still was popular even when I was a kid. So, and I'm sure when you were a kid, it was still probably pretty popular.
Oh yeah, there's always reruns and.
New
it's not
there was new versions of it too.
Yeah, there was What's New Scooby-Doo, which I didn't mind that either. There's some atrocious new versions of it I know that suck and have bad animation, poor voice acting, but yeah, I wasn't my favorite was definitely the originals, which, when you're a kid, I didn't realize how old they were until later in life. It's crazy. These came out in the late 60s and 70s, and you don't really notice that with cartoons, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed me some Scooby-Doo in my time.
Yeah. And then I also watched, they had a bunch, I didn't realize how many Scooby-Doo movies there are, made for, direct-to-video movies and things.
Mm.
But there's 30 or something. And I've seen, a couple of them, the earliest ones, Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers and The Reluctant Werewolf and, Ghoul School. I think those were kind of my three favorites. But I also like the one from the 90s, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, which I think is probably the best one that I've seen. You ever see that?
I'm not sure. I can't.
It's actually good. I would like to watch it again, but I used to watch it all the time. I love that one. And then, what else? They had, I watched this old Johnny Quest movie from 95 that I hadn't seen literally probably since around when it aired, but I remembered it a little bit. It's called Johnny Quest versus the Cyber Insects or something like that, and it's there's these giant bugs and stuff, and it was pretty cool. And that's kind of a little horror-ish too, but I watched that whole movie, which is pretty cool. And I would like to kind of get into some of the other. I'm just curious to see, what, because there was so many Scooby-Doo movies, and I think The Reluctant Werewolf was one of my favorites because it's basically wacky races. But I want to see where, what. I might watch a couple more of the movies just to see where they went and how the quality differed from what I grew up with.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I checked that out. It's only $5 a month. It's honestly worth it if you're into old, because I also got it for Looney Tunes because I've been playing this Looney Tunes game on my phone. And I've been really nostalgic for Looney Tunes lately, and I was man, I haven't watched Looney Tunes in forever. I love Looney Tunes, so all the old Merry Melodies cartoons and stuff, little shorts. I started watching some of those too. So
So
pretty
what's
cool.
this? You said it's just called like the
It's
Boomerang
I think it's
stream?
just Boomerang, and it's I think some people be familiar with. There used to be a channel on TV called Boomerang,
Yeah.
and it was just like mainly like It's so funny when that channel first existed. It was all like really old. It was like Yogi Bear and the Flintstones and
Pink Panther.
Magilla Gorilla and Pink Panther and Quick Draw McGraw and stuff. And then like I looked at it like a couple years ago, and it's like stuff that came out in like '98. And I'm like, wow, this has really changed.
Yeah, because it's unfortunate. Cartoon Network, I think, I don't really watch TV anymore, but I just remember in high school flipping to Cartoon Network and it was just pure trash. All the shows that are on there nowadays, and I used to wish, like, because I knew about, I would watch Boomerang sometimes, but those were still back then the older shows, and I always wished there was like a happy medium where they played the 90s Cartoon Network shows on there too, so it's kind of weird that they've done that. I wish Cartoon Network would just like go back to playing old reruns and stuff like that.
Yeah,
too,
I have
but
no idea what's even on Cartoon
yeah, I don't
Network
either at
these
this
days.
point. I just know.
I think
when to-
that I still watch Cartoon Network, the Toonami thing at night on like Saturdays, which is they show the Dragon Ball Super on there, which I'm kind of far behind on now, but I was keeping up with it for a little bit. But that's it. Like, I don't think I mean, Adult Swim I would throw on every once in a while, but
Yeah.
that was pretty much it. So I also watched, streaming wise, on Netflix. There was a new series that came out called, the hell was it called? Do you remember?
There's been a few. I don't remember you even telling me you watched the series.
Yeah, I did.
Wait. Yeah, you did. I forget.
What the hell was it called? Was it
What was it
Society?
Maybe.
It was something like that. I'll look it up in a minute here, but it was all right. I really liked it. It basically follows these kids, and they are graduated high school, and they're going to like this final like class trip or something on a bus, and they all kind of fall asleep, and they wake up and they're back in their hometown, and the bus driver is all like, "Yo, like there was a problem with the road, blah blah blah. We had to turn around and come back," and they're all bummed and stuff. And then they get out of the bus and they go into the town, and then the town is completely abandoned. Like there's no adults anywhere, so it's just all these kids, and it's basically just them acting wild, partying, like going, having fun once they realize there's no adults. And then eventually they decide, well, it's been a couple days, like we need to go see what's up. So they go to drive out of the town, and the road is engulfed in like woods. So the road just kind of ends, and they're like, this is weird. So they take a group and decide to like hike through the woods, and somebody gets bit by a snake, dies. So like they're like, holy crap, like one of us died. And they realize that like they can't really get out, and it's more of like there's a lot of like teen drama-esque stuff going on. Like this dude likes this chick, and like this chick is with this abusive dude. But, I mean, they don't focus on that 100%. Like, there is, like, some actually, darker stuff. And it's, like, about decision-making. Like, one side of the group wants to only eat, like, this amount. Like, they want to ration food. The other people are like, dude, like, you're not going to control the food. Like, just let everybody eat what they want. And, they realize as time goes on that they're, like, running out of stuff, and that they need to figure out a plan to like be a society, like to sort of come together. They have like an election, and like somebody gets murdered, and then they have they decide to have a trial to see if this person's like guilty. It's essentially like, I forget what I compared it to. It's sort of like a like Lord of the Flies and like Lost type thing. But with also, like these teen elements added to it. It's pretty good. I watched the whole thing in like just 2 days. I think there was like 10 or 12 episodes. Kind of ended a little like, I'm like, man, I don't feel like waiting a year to watch that. I don't know if I'm going to when it comes back. But it was, I don't know if it'll get even continued because I haven't really heard anybody talk about it. Is it called The Society? Did you look it up for me while I was talking?
Oh no!
Come on,
sorry,
amateur.
Well, you said you were gonna look it up later, so maybe you shouldn't lie.
I meant you are.
Well, like maybe you shouldn't lie to people and say
that was just my like cue to tell you to do it.
Hold on, dude.
Get good at podcasting.
Dude, I'm great. It is The Society. Ooh.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well, like any.
But
Okay, go on.
Good. What?
What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
I was gonna bring up a whole new thing. Like, were you gonna add to that?
No, I was just gonna say it was pretty good to check it out. But if you're not like, because Mike Merriman kept saying like, is it like CW? And I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is, dude. And he like basically explained like teen drama, and I'm just like, kind of. I'm like, what? I don't know. Like stuff like that doesn't bother me. I've never like. I guess that has like a negative connotation to it. Like people look down upon drama stuff with teenagers. I don't know. I've always kind of gravitated towards like I want my TV shows to be like, I don't know, like I feel like most shows are like dramatic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would like it or not.
Shut up.
What?
Taking Mike Merriman's side.
I'm not. I said I don't know if I'd like it or not. That was a neutral side.
Whatever.
Okay, dude. But I was just going to say that I started watching the first 3 episodes of like Santa Clarita Diet just to see how it is, and honestly, I'm not too into it.
No.
Yeah, it's just like it's like more of the same, and the comedy just doesn't hit like it did before, so that's kind of unfortunate. But
yeah, it seems like the show kind of fizzled out, and it makes sense that they didn't renew it.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, I also checked out a movie called Mercy Black on Netflix, which was just kind of a pretty generic, sort of Slenderman-esque film.
Now, was that a Netflix film or just a film on Netflix?
I think it was Blumhouse.
Okay, so probably not for
yeah,
Netflix.
I'm thinking,
I don't know.
No, but it was a new movie, but I just decided to check it out. But I didn't think it was anything really special.
I know that new Creepshow show is supposed to come out soon. The Twilight Zone show came out on Prime, or no, CBS All Access, I believe, which I've heard pretty much mostly mediocre things about, which is unfortunate. What else there's a couple of Shudder exclusives that are films that actually had releases last year. I feel like Shudder isn't going as hard as they did last year, but it's probably because they're working on like the Creepshow show and stuff like that, so probably like
because like by this time it's like we had movies like Dead Shack and Revenge and stuff. It seemed like came out pretty early on Shudder, but they still just have the 2018 releases kind of coming out. So hopefully by the end of the year we'll get some more.
Yeah. I think I want to see that Boar, which I think did come out last year maybe, but I like killer pig movies, so which I assume that's what that is. What else came out on Shudder? There's another one, another exclusive. Oh, there's that new podcast on there too with Elijah Wood. But The Night Shifter, that's what it's called.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to check that out.
Yeah, I do want to. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. But they also had The Ranger come out too, which was a last year film. They had that Lizzie Borden movie that came out earlier this year. I don't know. Maybe we'll check out some more Shudder stuff. We've kind of we talked about how we were like doing nothing but Shudder, but now it's like we're doing nothing but Netflix again. I think our last like 3 episodes were Netflix.
Yeah, which is good. We're Netflix and chill.
Yeah. But yeah, so what did we do is that all you had for the streaming watches?
Yeah, that's pretty. I've like been checking Netflix every once in a while to see if there's anything new, and I think there are maybe a few things, but like, I keep trying to check it to see if there's anything really interesting. But
Well, I
that's all
always know when Netflix puts out a new thing if it's good or not because you start hearing buzz about it. Like I already heard like a bunch about The Perfection before I saw it.
Oh God, yeah.
I know that Hagasa, the film we did on 22 Shots just dropped on Shudder like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I just saw that there. That's pretty cool. I guess I'll check that one out.
Yeah, definitely. It's good. So
what did we do to Dizzle?
To Dizzle, we went to a convention. My very first ever convention.
Yeah, I mean, it was I've been to, of course, still CityCon around here, but that's more of a just pop culture convention for pretty much anyone to go to. It's not necessarily a horror convention, so this was also technically my first horror convention as well, which was pretty cool, I must say.
It's a smaller convention. It's not like a massive one like, Horror Hound or like a Fangoria one or Days of the Dead or whatever, like the huge ones that you hear about. This one or like Cinema Wasteland. This one is sort of a small like Pittsburgh thing. And what's it actually called?
They call it Living Dead Weekends.
Yeah.
And they do it every year. I think they do it in a different location as well, but this one, it's also cool because it's actually at the Monroeville Mall, which of course is the Dawn of the Dead Mall, and instead of there's a convention center in Monroeville, which is where Steel CityCon is held, and that's right next to the mall, but they actually host this one in the mall, and
it was
just in
cool.
a small little section.
We kind of like half-heartedly went into this where you would just went out of your way and bought like the tickets, but we didn't do like any like the VIP stuff, or like they were doing like tours talking about the different filming locations. And I'm super bummed about this, but they actually were screening Dawn of the Dead in 3D at the movie theater next to in the mall. So I'm bummed that we didn't get to do that, but the tickets were sold out. And I really wasn't aware they were doing that I don't think it was announced when you bought the ticket, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was like an extra thing that came, like probably last month or something that they added to it. They also did Creepshow, I believe. But, yeah, I mean, and the tour thing, it's like when I bought the tickets, there was a bunch of different tickets. It was just like, here's a Friday pass, a Saturday pass, a full weekend pass, and all that. And I kind of just went with the Saturday only pass.
Yeah, because one, you had to convince me to actually do this because I'm known to sort of not want to do things all the time. So you were kind of like probably a little pumping the brakes on it, and just let's just sample this and see what you think.
Exactly.
So yeah, we didn't fully jump headfirst in. We kind of dipped our toe a little bit, and we just went to today, which was Saturday. And we went. I think we would get there about like 1 or something.
Yeah.
And we stayed a couple hours. So when we first got there, it was a little weird because we were like, where do we go? And then it's like down, like way down, I think where the like fountain was, that was in Dawn of the Dead. I believe that's kind of where the location, up on the top floor. And they had some like Q&A / like panel things. I thought the sound was a little bad in there, so it wasn't like the easiest to like take in. And we didn't really participate in any of that. But when we first got there, the first thing that we did after we got our wristband was there was actually a dude who like kind of just grabbed us and was like, hey, you want to hear about my convention coming up? And he basically told us about this convention that he's putting on in Gettysburg, which is like 4 hours away from us. And we actually might go to that in August or September, at the end of August. It's
Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day.
Yeah.
So we're gonna,
the end of August.
We're gonna try to do that because that actually seems pretty fun. They're doing a couple of cool things, so we might check that out. But after that, we kind of got there's a little bit of it's like a lot to take in at first because there's like a ton of people everywhere. But we eventually calmed down and decided to just check some stuff out, and we went into a few different areas. And the first thing we did, which kind of eased us in a little bit, was we just started checking out some merchandise. and we went into this little area, and this guy had like a ton of like small, like 11 by 17, maybe a little bigger than that, posters, and they were, you know, not that expensive. They were like $10 each, and you know, just basically movie posters, but smaller prints. But there was a couple of them that had like this almost like chrome, like shiny look to them, and I just really liked them.
Yeah, and there was, there was like a million of them, so we spent like a good amount of time going through those, and that definitely,
Definitely over a couple thousand of them.
Yeah, there was even more on the freaking floor that we didn't go through, and some of them were repeats, but then you go through one box and you find one random one that's really cool that you didn't see before, so you kind of felt like you had to go through them all, but we didn't go through the ones on the floor, but
we did go through like a lot of them, and we each found some cool ones. Like I wanted to buy all of them, but I didn't want to spend $120 on posters. But
yeah, when we first got there,
I bought a couple Friday the 13th ones. My main goal was to find a Dream Warriors one, just because I love the Dream Warriors poster. Eventually found, like, I only wanted the chrome ones because they look cooler. Eventually found a Dream Warriors one, and I bought a Jason Goes to Hell, a Friday the 13th Part 7 New Blood poster, and then also a Jason Takes Manhattan. All of them have like the chrome shiny look. And I was like, I don't know. I kind of gravitated towards the later Jason films just because the posters actually look cool. Like the movies are one thing, but the posters look way cooler than like Part 2.
Yeah, and I mean, I got Friday 1 poster, which I've always liked.
Which does look awesome in that like metallic look.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite one. And then I got a Child's Play one. I've always just kind of liked that poster art with the, girl falling out the window.
And it looks really good in that particular, like, shiny look. Like, it looks a lot better.
Yeah, and then I also grabbed the Psycho 2 one. It's also got the shininess. It's not as cool looking as the other ones, but I'm a big fan of that iconic Shining 2 poster and scene.
Psycho 2.
Oh, sorry, Psycho 2.
Shining 2.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, I got those 3. There was also some more that I would have grabbed, but once again, I didn't want to waste all my money. Yeah. Like there was a Sleepaway Camp one I really kind of wanted. There was a Phantasm one I almost grabbed, but they didn't have any of them the cool chromeness, and I just thought it was kind of a disservice to not get it with that cool shine to it. So
yeah, because you can get a regular Phantasm poster anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But they did have Phantasm 2 and 3 in that sort of look. They had a Hellraiser one that I wanted too, but mainly I wanted the Elm Street ones. They had all the Elm Streets as well, except for Freddy's Dead. They had the first 5 with that shiny look, and I think I saw all of the Friday the 13th as well. Even Freddy vs. Jason, I believe. So, like, everything up to, I think all of them except for the remake, which, Part 6 looked really neat. Yeah. And, Part 5 was a little weak, but that poster is weird looking in general. Part 3 was cool, but yeah, if I ever see that guy again selling those, I would totally buy more. I just didn't want to spend all my money right there in the first 5 minutes, so I did get a couple though, and I'm pretty happy. I'm stupid as fuck though, because the smart thing would have been to buy like a Halloween 3 poster and then go, talk to the people. There's somebody that we'll mention in a second that was in Halloween 3 and get him to sign the cool chrome one, but I didn't know. I didn't think ahead. I don't know. We were kind of ill prepared for this. You were more prepared than me. I didn't take a single thing to get signed. Like, I have all these fancy Blu-rays, and hell, I even have posters of some of these films, and I didn't take anything to get signed. So next time I'm going to be a lot smarter about this. So after that, we kind of walked around there a little bit more, and we start noticing, like, there's a ton, like, this was a Dawn of the Dead, like, reunion, essentially. Pretty much got as many people that they could that was in Dawn of the Dead, like, all the different zombies, and a couple of Land of the Dead people, a couple of Night of the Living Dead people that are, there's not very many alive anymore, but, and and some creep show people too. And
Yeah.
it was just funny to walk around. Like, one room had like all these like oddity people from Dawn of the Dead, just like, you know, Axe Zombie or like Scope Zombie,
Yeah.
like just these you know, people that were in like one scene. But it, you know, it's cool. It's cool because that's what the point of this particular. Like, if you just saw that dude at a random convention, you'd be like, "What the hell?" But like, because it's
Yeah, and it's cool that they actually can find all these people and get them to come together for a reunion. It's like a family reunion, you know?
yeah. I mean, these people shot this film together
Mhm.
40 years ago or whatever, and it's kind of cool to see them all kind of back again, and that was neat. So after that, we went to another room and. We kind of looked around a little bit, and then we checked out another room, and then we went. Okay, we see the sort of the main players, which was probably Tom Savini. He's always one of the biggest ones. But I mean, we've seen Tom Savini so many times, being from Pittsburgh.
I graduated from his school, and he gave a speech at my school, so it's like, and then we see him all the time at that drive-in. He's just kind of like a local figure, but yet we've never actually kind of walked up to him. And
yeah, it's like I don't even
like
want to
that.
bother him because he's from here. It's just like, I don't know. It's just different. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like any time I can meet him and talk to him or whatever. And plus, it's a little intimidating because you hear stories about him. Certain people perceiving him as not so nice sometimes, and I think we've both kind of mentioned that we don't want to sort of taint any experience with Tom Savini.
And he just has that look to him, like not cocky or anything. It's just intimidating because you could tell he's really confident in his work, and he just kind of sits there and he's one of those guys that that's Tom Savini. He just always has that look to him where you see some other famous people and they're older now and they just look like regular people, but it's like, oh, there's Tom Savini.
Mm-hmm. So Tom Savini was there, but then like the two other big people I would say was also, you know, in Creepshow and The Fog, and those two people were Adrienne Barbeau and Tommy motherfucking Atkins, who is somebody that I really like. I love Tom Atkins, and we were like, okay, let's meet Adrienne Barbeau, and you wanted to get her to sign your Fog VHS. I didn't really have anything that I wanted signed. I'm really not a huge Fog fan, but I would have I have that same VHS you have. That I think like it's cool. I think you either get like a really cool Blu-ray signed or like a VHS. Like I feel like DVD isn't like the best thing nowadays.
Yeah, it's like I have my that TCM freaking, you know, generic TCM2 DVD signed by Bill Moseley, and I almost regret, like, I wish I had something different signed by him, because it's just like, it's not like the Scream Factory or anything cool, it's just that, but
yeah, I'm a complete moron, because I have that Dawn of the Dead Ultimate Edition that I got George Romero to sign when I met him, and I didn't bring it. Like that, I would have definitely got Tom Savini to sign that if I had that, you know what I mean? So that's a little unfortunate, but I do think I'll have an opportunity to do that again in the future, as long as he doesn't die suddenly.
I mean, he goes to Steel, like, I saw him at Steel City Con before too, and I also, you know, I brought things that he's done as well, and I could have had the opportunity to get him to sign it, but I just didn't. And
yeah, we also didn't really put money away for this either.
Yeah,
it kind of came at a bad time for both of us, but yeah. So next time we'll be a little bit more prepared. But one person that, you know, we got in the Adrienne Barbeau line, and she just looks awesome still. You know, she, you know, obviously is older, but she still looks so similar to what she always looked like.
She has that same hairstyle from like the 80s. It's kind of funny, but
yeah. But she was super nice. And then we got in her line and we waited for like 15 minutes, and the lines were real short because, you know, it's not a massive convention. And it's funny, like we were like, I don't know, 2 spots away, and she had to go do photo ops, so we were like, oh, damn it. But luckily we didn't wait too long anyway, but she was like, I'll be like 15 minutes, so we decided to go get in Tom Atkins' line because it was right next to it, and we're in Tom Atkins' line, and then we're like 2 away, and the same thing happens.
Yeah,
but we just decided to wait there. It was not a pain at all. It was actually kind of fun to sit there and talk a little bit and stuff, so... Tom Atkins comes back with Sean Clark, who I'm a big fan of. He's done the Horror's Hallowed Grounds for Horror Hound magazine, as well as the Scream Factory and other DVD bonus features where he revisits the locations of, famous movies. Like that Horror Hound that I just got, Carly, he did Children of the Corn for that one.
That's
So
cool.
he revisited locations, and I think the videos are way better than the print magazine because it's like really kind of hard to see because they fit so many images on the page. It's like they're really tiny, but really cool dude. And we talked to him a little bit about his Horror's Holograms. He gave me some free stickers and stuff, and I bought a poster of Creepshow because I didn't have anything to get signed. So I bought a poster, and then we talked to Tom Atkins for a minute. He's like 80-something.
Yeah, I looked it up. He was 83, and I was kind of shocked by that because honestly, he looks pretty freaking good. I
Pretty
assumed he
damn good for 83.
Yeah.
He's moving
Like, I thought he
around
was
and
in his
talking,
70s.
and he's such a nice. Like, didn't you just feel like welcomed
Yeah, he
by
was so
him?
friendly, and he's like, when he had to do the photo op, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody," and he's like walking past us, and then he comes back, and he's like still saying like, "Oh, sorry about that, guys," to like all of us, and then, yeah, he was a very, very friendly guy, easily one of the nicer people. I mean, every person I've met so far has been really nice, but he was like the most. I didn't feel really
He just
nervous
felt
or
like
anything.
really inviting. Like I felt like he like genuinely was just like real genuine, like was cool with us, and it didn't seem like he was annoyed to be there, which I always appreciate. And listen, I'm not saying that people who do these conventions shouldn't ever feel that way, because I was telling you this in the car. I personally feel like I would not be good at this. Like I feel like by like 5-6 hours in, I'd just be like, yeah, dude, like fucking get your gross beard off of me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's like you have to sign so many signatures, your hand's gonna hurt, and then they're all gonna. Then you got those people that want to talk to you for like 20 minutes, and the other people in line are probably getting annoyed, and I don't think I could handle it for that long.
I try to be as brief as possible. I'm just happy to meet the person, essentially, and it's like a memory that I'm holding on to. You know what I mean? Like, so I really like that. And Tom Atkins, we got a picture with him, which I am really happy. I usually look fucking terrible in pictures. Like my Adam Green picture is awful, and I use it as my icon for Letterboxd. But like, I just do that because I might maybe I'll crop you out and put me and Mr. Atkins on there.
Thanks.
But yeah, I'm so glad I met Tom Atkins because like he's from Pittsburgh, and also he is 82 or 83, you know what I mean? Like, he's probably not going to do these conventions too much longer, so I'm very happy to like meet him. Like, I've never, like, I don't know, like, you know that obviously like Robert Englund is so awesome and Kane Hodder and stuff like that, but I really fucking like Tom Atkins, man. I like everything that he's in. I always like him as a character. That's why I always say like Tommy motherfucking Atkins, because he just seems so badass, and like I just really fucking like him. So I'm very happy to meet him, and I'll definitely hold on to that for a while, because that was cool, man. And
Yeah,
and I honestly was happy that I did, because at first I was like, I don't even know if I want to, like, I was like almost like scared to actually go and stand in line and get an autograph or something. Like, I don't know, it just seemed like not something I wanted to do. But after I did it, I was like, I could do this more.
Yeah, like I really enjoy meeting these people that aren't really that big, or maybe they were big at one point, but they're not that big anymore. That's my favorite people to meet, because as much as I would love to meet someone like Robert Englund, I just know I would be so nervous and overly intimidated by it, and these people just are so welcoming and happy to meet their small fan group. I mean, Tom Atkins probably has a bigger fan base than some other people, but I mean, I just always really enjoy it, and like you said, it's our memory, so...
Yeah, and people often complain about, like, paying the money for the autographs and stuff like that, but, like, I'm happy to support these people. These people gave me so much entertainment throughout my life that, like, I want them to be able to make a living off of it. Like, that's awesome. That's fucking great, man. I want to pay people to do that. And, like, the only thing that about it that's a little annoying is, like, I want to get all of you guys' autographs, but I only have, like, $60 to spend. So, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go spend, like, $200 right now, because I would feel like that's just too much money to spend on autographs. Like,
which is why we put Tom Savini on the back burner.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's the worst part of it, is that it just, you don't have that much to spend. But, like, there's a few people that I really want. Like, I want to meet Reggie Bannister. I know you do as well.
That's my number one person as of now that I want to meet. Yeah, him, and I would like to meet Brad Dourif. Those are, like, my two big people.
Dude, Brad Dourif would be awesome. My big one is probably Robert Englund. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to. I know he's pretty expensive, too, but it's just because, like, it's fucking Freddie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, this is such a huge...
Pretty cool.
But, they had this dude walking around dressed up, like, pretty good quality makeup for, like, Jason and Jason 8. He looked just like Jason 8, and
yeah,
it was pretty cool seeing him. Should have got a picture with him, but there was too many people. I didn't want to bother him.
There was a bunch of little kids getting pictures with him too, so it was like,
Yeah, there's this little fucker walking around with this poster, and he's just he's like asking everybody to sign it for free. Which they did, but I'm just like, you fucker. I was like, that's probably somebody's dad. Somebody's dad, or that kid's dad probably is like, now take this around and just put on these sad eyes and ask people to sign it.
Yeah, like that kid, I can't see that kid being like a huge diehard fan of all these people.
Yeah.
Like his dad was probably like, oh, now listen, I love Tommy Atkins. Get over there. And like, I think Tom Atkins is even like, are you like just shopping in the mall, or are you part of the?
Yeah,
did you actually
like
join the convention? Like, he was actually questioning him. It was funny.
Yeah, I didn't look to see if that kid had a wristband or not.
He actually did. I checked because he then came up to Adrian Barbeau and was standing by me, and I actually did check.
Trying to skip us.
Yeah, he did have a wristband, so I'll give him that. But yeah, whatever.
Then we went and walked around a little bit more. And I think our final thing we did was we bought a shirt. We went and checked out. Oh no, I met the guy who made the Albert Fish documentary. And he made like the SS Holmes documentary and like a couple of other documentaries, and like wrote a bunch of books on serial killers and stuff. And I met him and bought his. I just was gonna buy his DVD because I was like, I like that. I seen it on Netflix years ago. I remember telling you about it, and I really like that documentary. I went to pick it up when I was doing my Horror 101 segment on the podcast where I would review documentaries, and it was like 20 some bucks, and I was like, no, not for a DVD. But this guy had sealed copies there, and I was like, sure, yeah, you know, I've wanted to pick this up for a while, so I'll buy it. And he cracked it open and signed it for me and talked to me for a little bit. So that was pretty cool. I didn't expect... It was only $10 for that disc and his signature. Thought that was a pretty solid thing.
Yeah.
Then we went and talked to this other dude who was selling T-shirts, and they were really cool designs. And I wanted this Hellraiser one so bad because I love the images on it, but he didn't have any in my size, which he was so confident that he did it first. So I was bummed.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll get which one? I was like, which one should I get? And I just decided to go with Basket Case just because it was like obscure. So I got a Basket Case shirt. It was a really nice shirt.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I just got a Jason shirt. I mean, I only horror shirts I own are Jaws and the 2 Halloween shirts. So I've been trying to like mix it up. I don't want to buy any more Halloween shirts, and I thought the Jason one was pretty nifty, so I grabbed that one as well.
Yeah, and we had our 22 Shots shirts on too, so that was cool.
Yeah, we're G's.
So yeah, that was pretty much it, you know, and then we left. We didn't stay too long, you know, a couple hours, but it was fun.
3.5.
I had a lot of fun. I loved meeting the people I met. I loved the stuff that I picked up, so overall very happy, and I want to do it again. That was the perfect like toe dip for me, you know what I mean? Because I've always wanted to go to a convention, but like not like it's also like not really my cup of tea. So it was like, because this one was like a little smaller scaled, I enjoyed it a lot more, I think. So as my first one, but I'm looking forward to checking out more.
Yeah, it definitely exceeded my expectations too. I really didn't know what to expect, but I had a really fun time, and that was actually my first time even inside that mall. Oddly enough, it's only an hour away from us, and I've never really been there, and it's pretty easy to get to. So, but I would definitely go back to that convention, and next time we should totally try to, get the better tickets, the better passes,
Oh yeah,
and
totally.
check out the other stuff.
And I'm totally gonna put money away for it too, because like,
Mm.
I figure like next summer, we could try to hit, a couple of conventions and, space them out a little bit and do it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely looking forward to that again.
Oh,
And now
shit.
let me ask you, do they just like do Dawn of the Dead every year, or is that just like a special thing that they did?
What, play the movie or?
No, like it was
do
like
they actually-
Dawn of the Dead themed.
I think it is the same type of. See, I've never really looked into it in the past. I've always seen the events like on Facebook and things like that pop up, and just never really checked it out. And this was the first time I kind of went in and looked on the website. But I'm pretty sure it always is kind of that sort of theme, just because obviously it's the Dawn of the Dead Mall.
Mhm.
But I don't know if they get the same, if they do a reunion or what, or what's so funny, buddy?
Well, I forgot about one of the funniest parts of this adventure. John Russo was there, who wrote the screenplay for Night of the Living Dead, and also did the film Midnight, which I actually really liked, from '82, when we were covering 82 moves on the last year's podcast. And like, I'm just like walking by his table, and like I seen he had scripts there for like Midnight, and he was just telling me like, what he had there, and I think he just did a new movie that was on like Prime or something, and like he's just like in the middle of telling me, and he's like, and like I had smelled something, and I'm like, dude, I was like, I didn't know if it was John Russo or like what. I was just like, man, this fucking stinks over here. And all of a sudden he just got this weird look on his face, and he just stopped at mid-sentence. He's like, whoo, something stinks. And he said like, something smells or something. I was like, yeah. And it was just so damn funny, because it was like,
I thought it was him too at first, and then I was like, that can't possibly be him, because that's not just like old man smell. That's like a odor that just appeared here, and
no,
it's
like
not
somebody
going away.
literally had to poop themselves. Like there's
Yeah, it
no
wasn't a
way.
fart.
It was not a fart. Like it smelled so bad, like straight, like literally feces, and I'm just like, oh my god! I bolted out of there and like ran down the hall because I couldn't take it, and I was just like, man, John Russo probably thought that was me for a second, and I thought it was him for a second, and I'm just like, man, like I'm trying to leave because this dude smells.
And
then,
then we came back and it smelled fine, so obviously.
dude, that
Yeah.
was horrendous.
It's like I didn't see any little kids or babies around either, so I just feel like a grown man just crapped himself. I don't know.
Dude, that was fucking nasty, bro.
Yeah, that was a memory though. That was in itself. That was funny.
Yeah. So, that was the convention.
Yeah,
It was fun.
yeah, we'll definitely be checking out more in the future because it was a success. Success.
Okay,
Well,
Jeremy.
Seeds. What?
Success.
Yeah. Anyway, you ready to get into our feature review of the night?
The what?
Are you ready to
Oh,
get
the
into?
feature review of the night.
Yeah,
I
dude.
thought it was like, we're covering the night? What is that?
Oh my god, dude.
All
Like
right.
okay, I guess that didn't really make sense because it could be people could be listening to this in
Yep,
the morning.
you're dumb.
but- Okay, whatever, dude. Anyway, so yeah, we are covering The Perfection. This is a movie that, of course, came on Netflix recently, and it was getting a lot of buzz.
I saw the big headline was like, the new Netflix movie is making people vomit.
which is very reminiscent to Veronica of last year.
Yeah.
With all that, and it was actually, again, like Austin kind of brought this one up to me, and then I started looking into it and saw all these, different headlines, and I was just like, oh gosh, like this is probably over dramatic once again, just trying to sell a Netflix movie, which it's whatever. It gets people to at least watch the stuff, so, I don't have too many complaints with that, but, you know. So The Perfection, the plot on good old IMDb is when troubled musical prodigy Charlotte seeks out Elizabeth, the new star pupil of her former school. The encounter sends both musicians down a sinister path of shocking consequences. That was horrible, but I mean that's actually a pretty good, summary to not give away a whole bunch of stuff there.
Yeah. So again, we're probably going to be spoiling a little bit of this, but the film essentially opens up with a couple of musicians.
Right? Yeah, celloists, right?
Cellists.
Whatever.
The proper pronunciation is cellists.
Pretty sure, dude.
No, I just made that up.
Cello. You're like musicians, like questioning. Okay, but yeah, so you got these two girls, and the one, Genos, the main girl, is the girl from Get Out.
I did, actually.
Yeah.
Both of them looked very familiar, but it turned out I only knew the one.
Yeah, like, it was driving me crazy for a little bit, and I knew she looked very familiar, and then I looked up and I was like, oh, it's a chick from Get Out. The other girl didn't really look like anyone to me, but anyway, yeah, you got these two girls, and they are at this school, and the one girl, she, like, used to go to the school, and she's, like, kind of known as being this prodigy, and then the other girl is just kind of, like, this big fan, pretty much. She's like, oh, I've looked up to your work and all that, and they kind of, like, take a liking to each other, and they, they do a performance together, and then, like I said, they like each other.
They hang out, and then, like, they clearly, there's, like, definitely, like, some sexual chemistry going on, like, sexual tension. I'm not exactly sure, like, why you feel that, but did you feel it, like, right away?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it was actually, you could kind of tell that something was going to happen before anything happened.
Yeah. And so they, they hang out and then they sleep together. A little lesbian action. You do see some boobs, which I am a fan of, as I am JPEG.
That you are.
And I love lesbians.
Yeah,
That's
you
kind
do.
of my thing as well. Pride Month. Go Pride Month.
Yeah.
And basically, after that, they kind of take a liking to each other. And the black girl, the new girl, the one who is sort of the new up-and-comer, she says that, I forget where she says she's going, but she's going to, like...
She's, like, there for 2 weeks, and I forget, I don't remember exactly either, but it's like she wants to travel to this place and kind of... Did she even have a destination? I thought she was kind of like, No, she did. She just kind of said they were, like, roughing it and weren't really being fancy about it, just taking buses and finding all these ways to get to where they wanted to go, but... Yeah, she wants to go to somewhere.
She just wants to explore wherever country they're in.
Yeah, before, like, she has to go back home or whatever.
Yeah, because her, history, what she's doing, being, this famous sort of, like, up-and-coming, like, prodigy at, like, this super, coveted school... is probably like all music, like just that's all you do. So she has sort of these couple days to relax and sort of take a break. So she wants to like see the area. So before they leave, they see this guy like puking in the hallway, and the girl mentions something about how like there's a, what'd she say?
There's some sort of virus going around that's like extremely contagious by the air. It's like an airborne type thing, so they're kind of freaked out by it because obviously you could easily catch something like that.
Yeah, and right away I'm like, okay, so this is a infection film. Mm-hmm. It's not. That was just a tease for something coming up later. So the young prodigy girl, essentially invites the older, like, I don't know what do they have names? Because it's like
Charlotte and Elizabeth. Charlotte's the wait. Yeah, Charlotte's the one who was the old prodigy, and Elizabeth's the up and coming one.
okay. So Elizabeth invites Charlotte to come kick it during this thing, and she's like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So they go out and like see some stuff. They hook up and kind of having this little romantic fling thing going on. And then one morning, no, I already forgot the names. Elizabeth is the prodigy.
She's like, yeah, she's the new one.
Okay. Elizabeth isn't feeling very well. So, what's the other one's name? Charlotte gives her some medication. Charlotte gives her some medication, and she's like, "Are you sure you want to continue?" And she's like, "Yeah, let's continue." And basically, they go get on this bus, and they don't really fit. She doesn't really feel good. And what happens?
She doesn't feel good, and then like she really doesn't feel good, and they're riding on the bus, and it just kind of becomes
all like Japanese or South Korean or something people, so they don't speak English.
Yeah, there's like one dude who speaks some English, luckily, but pretty much like all hell breaks loose, and this girl's getting super sick, and she's like saying, "I'm gonna vomit everywhere."
No, that's
and,
not
like,
what she said.
I'm gonna shit myself
Yeah.
everywhere. I know. I was gonna say that next, dude. Like, what's the difference?
Well, that was a big scene.
Yeah, I was about to say it though. That's the annoying thing.
Well, that happened first.
Yeah, I know, but like, she's like, dude, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. I was still gonna say she was gonna shit herself.
Yeah. Did you feel bad for her?
Yeah, I did.
That's like you when we go places.
No, it's not though. Dude, I'm fine. I just have to vomit sometimes.
And then, there's this like real awkward scene where she's like can't even move because she thinks she's gonna like poop. Like that guy at the convention.
Yeah, but like it's like I've never really seen anything like that in movies. I was like, oh my god, this is like awkward. It's gross.
Green Inferno has a scene like that.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, and the bus driver is like getting pissed, and he doesn't speak any English, and it's like. Yeah. You're just like it's so anxiety inducing because they're in the middle of nowhere on this bus, and there's everyone else on the bus is then freaking out because they're thinking this girl has some major disease, and I think they might have known about the disease or something, and they don't want to catch it. So then they get off the bus, and she proceeds to poop all over the ground.
Yeah, but they don't show it, right?
I think they do.
What? Really? I didn't know that.
A little bit. I'm pretty sure there was like, yeah, she's like standing there, crouched over in front of the bus, which is embarrassing. Like she didn't even go into
there's like
the
really
woods or
nowhere
anything.
to
Everyone
go.
on the bus is watching her. But
that was uncomfortable.
Yeah. So what do you think like up to this point?
I was really into it. I was like, oh crap, like this is gonna be like a crazy infection movie, but like high drama too. And then she basically, goes and throws up, and like they start moving the bus again, and she throws up all over the window because she can't get the window down. Which that's another anxiety scene because like trying to like get the window down real fast. Like you ever like about to throw up and you like panic because you don't want to throw up like on yourself or like on other people.
Yeah.
But like she couldn't get the window down, so yeah. She throws up on the window. It's like this yellow gross shit, and then her friend notices that there's bugs inside her throw up, and she is just fucking straight panic after that, which I think any of us would.
Yeah.
Like straight panic. Like holy fuck, holy hell. I got bugs inside me. I got bugs inside me. There's bugs in me. I gotta get to a hospital. There's bugs. Like I would freak the fuck out. You know what I mean? That's like nightmare shit.
Yeah, that's one thing that really grosses me out in movies. If there's anything that like makes me sick to my stomach, it is that. So I guess that's what they mean by the reviews, that this movie's making people vomit, because it did make me a little sick. I mean, the bugs I felt like didn't look overly realistic. They look pretty
trash.
decent. Yeah, like they look decent enough.
But the concept is there.
Yeah, but like,
I don't know why they just didn't throw bugs on the window. Like, grab a couple maggots and splat it in that yellow stuff.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that. And then there's a later scene where I think it looks even worse. It still kind of grosses me out, but it's not as vomit-inducing as it could have been. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that happens, and then at that point the bus driver's just like, you guys are
Get the
crazy,
hell
please.
off my bus.
And they're like, we're in the middle of freaking nowhere, and the Charlotte girl, she kind of starts reminding me of me when I just start getting freaking pissed at people, and like she's like yelling like, we're in the middle of effing nowhere, you can't do this, and she's like saying F you and all that. So then they're left in the middle of nowhere, and then the girl's still freaking out, and they're trying to walk, but the girl, things are just kind of getting worse, and
Yeah, her skin starts itching, and essentially she got bugs crawling in her skin, and her friend pulls out a meat cleaver out of fucking nowhere, and
Yeah.
is like, you know what you have to do, and she fucking chops off her arm, and then we get a flashback scene, and then we get all these reveals, and basically then we get the aftermath of what happened there and how these characters deal with it. And it essentially gets into like this Me Too type storyline.
uh-huh.
And yeah, so that I would say that's the plot. With trying
Yeah.
to be a little bit more vague.
Yeah, I mean,
So this girl chops her arm off, and she's a fucking cellist.
well, she chops off her hand,
Whatever.
which obviously, okay, dude, I'm just saying, like, it's the hand is what you need to do cellist stuff, and without that, she's pretty much reduced to nothing because that's her big talent in life. That's kind of how she's making it big in life and making a career and all that out of it. But
It's
without
kind of
your
sad
hand,
because it's like basically the character, people around her do not like, they just don't care per se. They're just like, you're essentially useless to us now, so it's like we don't really have a need for you anymore.
yeah, exactly.
And which is messed up, but that's the point of the movie, to like feel that. And then, like I said, it gets into this Me Too type thing, and I think this is a good example of a Me Too movement movie, which it's not a rape revenge, because that's more of like, woman goes out and gets raped in the woods, and then she comes back and kills everybody. That's a rape revenge. Like these new type of movies, these there was another one called like MFS or something from something, I forget what it was, but that was another one of those that I would call the Me Too subgenre, which is more about the corruption of the establishment, whether it's school or something else, of people sexually abusing others, and sort of more of like a power, using, taking advantage of type thing, versus the random hillbillies rape some chick in the woods. You know what I mean? Which obviously is still bad, but it's a different type of movie, where this one's more about the corruption and the society versus like crazy rednecks.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, so what do you think about this movie once you figure all that out and you kind of get all these twists and turns?
Well, once it went away from the infection aspect of it, first of all, the way that they tell the flashback stuff, like what happened before that hand chop moment, I hated how they like rewind the film.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. It's just, I've seen it done before. I just think that it's lame. It takes me out of the movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would rather just like a flashback.
Yeah, I agree. I really didn't care for that. And also, it's like when that scene hit, I was kind of like, oh boy, here we go. Because, I don't know, I was really into I do like infection movies because I think they're pretty gross and you just don't know what's going to happen. And this one was particularly insane the way it was going, so I was really kind of into it. And then once that scene hits and the rewind happens, I just was like...
Did you kind of know that it was going in a different direction at that point?
Yeah, I did, because I had seen that there were twists and stuff in this movie too, so it's like I knew something was gonna happen. I didn't know exactly what kind of twists they were, like if they involved the actual entire plot like it does, or if it was just like minor things. But in this case, it's definitely a major thing. So it's like I knew it was coming, but I was kind of not really feeling it.
Yeah, I think that where it goes is good. I think the way they reveal things at the end of the film is good. But I knew that, like, there's a scene where the one girl is forced to play the cello in front of the group, and if she, like, messes up, then something happens. And I knew that because there's, like, a little twist right after that where you find out more about, like, characters and what they're doing, and I knew that was going to happen. Like, I knew it. So that kind of bugged me a little bit. And I think overall it is a very strong film, and it does make you feel like pretty bad, like especially the way they shoot when you find out what's going on, the way they shoot that scene of the dude coming towards the girl, like that's creepy. But I don't know how believable.
Yeah.
Like the whole reason why the character motivation for, like, you know, once you get that rewind and you find out that this person did this, and then you're like, okay, I'm not sure if I agree with the motivation there. Like, I feel like there's easier ways to, like, do what you're trying to do.
Yes.
It seemed a little far-fetched.
It
works for a shock moment for a movie. Like, it's like, oh, wow, that's crazy. But, like, I feel like when you have the subject matter of this rape and things, I feel like it almost cheapens it a little bit because it makes that aspect feel unrealistic. And you want the rape stuff to be realistic because obviously that's part of your statement.
Yeah, that's definitely my biggest issue with the movie is, like I said, I kind of wanted the infection movie because I just thought I liked where it was going at first, but once you kind of get the twist, I could have been along for the ride, but I just thought they were very, very ridiculous and over the top, I guess, the stuff that these characters are doing just for the final thing that happens at the end, of course, and that alone just kind of really kind of brought the movie down for me, honestly. Like, I see a lot of people really praising this one, and I can understand them liking it, but for me, the twist, I like my twists and things like that, but I just thought these ones were extremely just unbelievable and ridiculous. I mean, it just didn't work for me at all, if I'm being completely honest.
Really?
Yeah.
That actually kind of surprised me. I thought you would have liked this one a little bit more. What do you feel about, like, the Me Too aspect? The Me Too movement, which is, like, I don't know if you saw an MFA movie from, like, 2 years ago. There was that one, and then there was another one, too, that I had seen, but I feel like these are starting to become, like, a thing, which makes sense with the climate that we're in.
Yeah.
But, like, what do you feel about them?
I don't know. Like, I'm definitely not a huge fan, if I'm being honest. I mean, I understand it's, like, involving...
Why are you not a big fan?
I don't know, I just think some people are...
Does it, like, make you feel too uncomfortable? Like, you don't like the rape aspect of it? And, like, you're a woman and stuff? I don't know.
No, I just kind of roll my eyes a little bit.
What?
I hate being that guy. It's like, I just hate... I hate feminists and all that type of stuff, and... I just feel like people say Me Too, and it's just like, oh, a guy patted me on the back once. That means I was molested. Like, I just feel like it's gone out of control when some women are over dramatic. So it's like...
Dude, Jay Murphy's going to be pissed.
I don't really care what he thinks because he deleted me on Facebook. But anyway, so, you know, if you want to bring him up again, go ahead. Anyway, but... I don't really have an opinion on it, I guess. I mean, the movie, I understand what it's trying to get across, but it's like, I kind of agree with you where it almost cheapens the end effect a little bit with the convolution. And I think that's also my big problem is it feels like this movie's got two different stories going on. You get the beginning and then the
I
twist,
will agree
like,
with you
turns in.
that I like the beginning story better than the what the actual story is.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was hoping for that type of movie. I mean, obviously we've seen infection movies like that before, and it probably wouldn't be overly original, but it's like I don't know. I was really into it. I thought just the chaos and the anxiety and all that. I was really hoping that that's what you were going to get out of this movie. But like I said, I did go into it knowing there were twists and stuff like that, so I knew something probably was going to eventually happen. But I really didn't like the second half too much.
We didn't even mention like who directed this or any of that, which we normally do.
Oh yeah.
But I was almost positive that this was going to be directed by a woman, but I was wrong.
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
It was a male. I don't think he's done anything else that I know of. But yeah, so let's get into ratings, I guess. I will rate first. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I did have a few issues with the stuff that you did, maybe not as much as you did, but I still thought it was a pretty solid film. I like the beginning stuff more. I do like the sort of anxiety that it gave me. I do feel it was a little convoluted, but I actually really like the love aspect early on too. I felt like these girls had very good chemistry together and fit really well. And I think that I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's like I was really along for the ride at the beginning. I do agree the two girls I think work pretty well together, but it's just once you get all the twists and you find out what's going on, I just really wasn't into it. I kind of was at first. The first twist, I was like, all right, let's see how crazy this gets, and then you kind of get like I think one or two more of those rewind sequences, and I'm just to that point. I just thought it was very unbelievable and really kind of dropped my rating on it. So for this movie, I only gave it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. All right.
Yeah. So.
All right. So.
I would say check it out. Either
yeah,
way.
no, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You don't need to explain yourself. I think you did fine explaining that. Yeah. So that's episode what?
27.
27. We got some more free time now because 22 Shots is kind of wrapped for the summer. So I'm looking forward to coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching it, dude. It's so funny. I looked at my letterbox the other night. I'm like on pace to break my record last year. Like I'm already ahead of pace from what I had last year, which was like 402, and I'm already at like 2 something without even getting to the final like section of like because I always do like October I watch like 60 and then like November December is really high numbers because I'm preparing for the end of the year show. So like I don't even know what the hell's going on with me. Like I just said last year how like I would never watch that many movies again because like I was like burnt out, but like I'm almost like used to it by now.
Yeah, I know. I do the same thing, but it's like at this point, I watch a movie pretty much every night before bed unless I'm extremely tired. And, you know, it's not like I'm really cramming in a million movies a day. It's just like a ritual to put on a movie after work. And I'm at 187 watches right now, and I'm actually pretty sure that's ahead of schedule as well compared to last year. I haven't really looked into that much, but, I mean, that's pretty crazy. I never really watched this many movies ever in my lifetime before getting into all this horror stuff and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
And I've been doing a fair balance of stuff too. Like I've been hitting up like Blu-rays and DVDs that I have in my collection that I haven't, finished or haven't watched yet. I've been watching like stuff on streaming. I've been doing 22 Shots stuff. So like, especially now that I have a little break, it's nice to watch whatever the freak I want for a change again, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. But yeah, so that's it for episode 27. of the Netflix and Chill Horror Podcast. You have any final words?
I do not.
All right. Well, it is my pick next episode, so I will pick something and you will watch it.
That I will. That is fair.
All right. So we'll see you guys then. Thank you for listening.
Peace.